I just want to put some music on because I can. I just want to make sure it's not too loud. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and I lost my chat. Gotta do something about it going into my... Good morning, everybody. Welcome to September. And if you're in South Africa, today is spring day. It's probably one of the coldest spring days we've had in many, many, many years. There's no such thing as wearing a dress today with florals or anything like that. It is so cold. It is freezing. Yeah, just for your quick local weather update, it is cold. It is so cold today. Apparently tomorrow is more like spring than today is, but anyway. So in celebration, and also today is my anniversary with my man. So we have been together for 8 years. So I'm going to do a little bit of a combo. I'm going to make I've got some leftover pieces of cake, and I'm going to make like a little bit of a dessert in celebration of our anniversary for us today. But I'm also obviously in celebration of sorry, I'm just not in celebration of spring day. I'm going to do some delicious succulents. I thought that this year I would do succulents instead of doing, you know, the good old, you know, buttercream flowers of roses and sunflowers and all that kind of stuff. So this is me there. So, but what we're doing differently is that we're going to put them into these really cool little containers. So they're really cute. My husband bought them, you know, because he thinks it's fun to buy these things. And to be honest, I thought they were smaller. So when I decided to do the stream for today, in doing this, my brain was telling me that it was a much smaller pot. And it's not. Way bigger. So I had baked a sheet cake, thinking it was going to be a much smaller pot, and turns out it's not. So I've gone, and what I'll end up doing is sometimes when I've got like a half order, so someone orders 12 cupcakes kind of thing, or, you know, I bake the whole batch, so then I have leftover cake. So sometimes what I do is I just bake these small little cakes, because sometimes I can do small cakes or whatever. So and then I pop them in the deep freeze, and they're perfectly fine, and they taste just as good as if I baked it yesterday. So I'm gonna I've got a whole lot of chocolate cake that I pulled out of the deep freeze last night. When I pulled this out, I realized that these were too big, so I needed the extra cake. So I've gone and gotten a whole bunch of cake. So I've got quite a few of these little pieces. So it should be enough to fill these. There's going to be two for me. One for me, one for my husband. And then I'm going to do this cute little one for my daughter for today. So I'm actually going to just turn, you know, this I just want to zoom out for now. Sorry. You're quite zoomed in, but I'll zoom back in when I do the flowers. Let's just zoom out for now. Okay, because then you can see better what's going on. Okay, and then you can see my bags of icing. It's not supposed to be in view. So basically today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this leftover cake, and I'm going to turn it into a delicious dessert. And then obviously I'm going to decorate it. Because it's spring day, I'm going to decorate it with succulents, because that's what I'm going with this year, instead of, you know, also because it's September, which means that at the end of September is Heritage Day. So it's Heritage Month here in South Africa. And I'm going to be doing a competition, and every Wednesday from next week I'll be doing something that is traditionally South African. So in line with that, I thought, oh well, you know, succulents are a thing in South Africa, and possibly not traditionally South African, and it's more African, but we'll run with it. So I thought that would work out well. I've gone with more of instead of bright colors for it, I've gone with more like, as what a friend called it, subdued colors. I just thought it actually looks quite nice with 3 different shades of green and a pink and like a gray purple. So those are the colors that I'm going to use for my succulents. So what I'm going to do is, I've decided what to do. So I'm going to make like a chocolate ganache, but more like so I'm not using my double boiler because I don't want to actually make a lot of chocolate because it's only just for this. So I'm just using a bowl of boiling water, and I've put another bowl so it fits on nicely and to melt the chocolate. So I'm actually going to make like a bit of like a chocolate mousse. I'm going to have to beat it by hand. One of these days, I'm going to get myself a hand beater. Honestly, that's what I'm going to do. One of these days when I get out to going to the shop, you know, these days I go to the shop literally to get cake supplies. And that's it. I'm not out and about at all these days. So, but I do, however, maybe I should order one online. Hey? Yeah, I need to get one of those electric beaters, just a handheld one for small things like this, because my mixer is too big for stuff like this. But basically I'm going to make it like a chocolate mousse kind of thing. So normally you could use cream, you know, like beat up, you would beat up your cream until it's nice and fluffy, and you'd have soft peaks, and then you can add you know, melted chocolate to it, and then you'd have a nice chocolate mousse. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add milk to it, and then I'm going to beat it. So it's going to be more like a chocolate ganache as opposed to a mousse. But what I do want is that I don't want it too harden again. I want it soft and gooey. So you're going to go with soft and gooey. I'm also going to use some Hex bars, some Mari biscuits, and some blueberry reserve jam, and some actual strawberries. So it's going to be quite a mix and quite a delectable dessert. So for my daughter's one, obviously I'm not going to put I'm not going to be putting the strawberry in, because she won't eat it otherwise. So hers will be all chocolate. It is so cold here that everything is going hard so quickly. Like literally my fridge, my kitchen feels like a fridge. So nothing actually needs to be in the fridge right now, because my kitchen feels like a fridge. So I just want to get this melted. I've already mixed my colors for my flowers. So I just want to get this melted so that it can. So one of the things I've learned recently is to put a little bit of canola oil in my melted chocolate. So I use compound chocolate, which is chocolate we use for molding chocolate. So because it re-hardens with real chocolate doesn't do that. But with that, I've had a bit of a struggle. So I've subsequently bought a whole bunch of new chocolates, because I've got quite a few orders coming up where I'm doing cakesicles and marshmallow pops and that, and I need I need to dip them in chocolate. So I've bought a whole lot of new chocolate, and it's all melting perfectly fine. But I know that the longer I keep this chocolate, the more this melting effort is going to stop. And I have no idea why. It seems to be a thing in Cape Town. I don't know if it's Cape Town or if it's the brand or whatever this is. It's a recommended brand. Or actually, no, now they've changed it again. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Why it doesn't do this after storing it for a couple of months. And when I actually asked them about it, they looked at me with a blank face because they didn't understand why it was doing it. And I don't think anybody knows why it's doing it. It's just one of those things. So what I have learned because of it, because obviously I don't want to waste my chocolate. So if I don't use all my chocolate, I buy 5 kgs. So basically I've bought 15 kgs. I've bought dark white and milk chocolate. And if I don't use it all by December, then by come January when I want to use it again or whatever, then it doesn't melt very nicely, and I don't know why. But what I have learned, because I don't want to throw it away, is that if I add oil to it, I come right, and it will still reharden. So I'm just going to put a little bit, and it tastes better. So I'm not sure why, but anyway, so if I'm going to, I can't find decent chocolate here in Cape Town. So one day someone will hear me and they will help me out here, you know, a decent brand of some sort, hopefully. They will they will hear me when I tell them that I can't find decent chocolate in Cape Town. And it would be nice if I could order the chocolate from Joburg, but obviously that's could be a bit of a problematic. So my solution is to add a little bit of oil so that I don't waste my chocolate, and it allows my chocolate to actually melt properly and be runny again and not thick and disgusting. So, which allows me to do cake pops, you know, cakesicles and all of that, and for it to melt, and it won't be an issue. So, but I want to make chocolate ganache. So normally, if you want setting chocolate ganache, you would do 1-to-1. So, you know, 100 grams of chocolate to 100 grams of milk, basically, or, you know, 100 mils of milk. But I don't want this to set. I want it to be thick and gooey. So I'm just going to, I don't want it to reset. So this is what will happen. Don't panic. My water's not hot enough. I need to just boil it again. This is what happens when you add liquid to chocolate. Don't panic at all. Don't panic. It's also because my milk is cold. So like I say, don't panic. All you do is you get hot water again, and you heat up your chocolate, and it will come right. I promise. I will show you that it will come right. And again, it's freezing here in Cape Town, so everything is going cold so fast. Even my tea. And I'm not going to go stick it in the microwave to warm it up. My tea these days, because it's been so cold, just goes cold. So if I don't drink it fast enough, it's freezing. So my old double boiler, which I still have, but I'm not allowed to have on the screen because I think it looks terrible. It's deeper and has a narrower surface area, which allows the chocolate to actually melt nicely and not cool down so quickly. Whereas my new double boiler is quite a big surface area, so I have to constantly stir it and stuff like that, because especially with cold air, it just doesn't stay melted. We're just going to put some boiling water in there. And we're going to close it up. So basically, you can create a double boiler in any way. You know what I mean? You can use, so long as whatever you're using, this one is bigger and fits snugly into that one, so that the heat doesn't run away. So you can see it will start to melt again, and then we'll just mix it all together and it will come out. So what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to be layering some chocolates. I thought of getting some cream, but I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to get to the shop. So the cream just didn't happen. I thought of layering it with a little bit of cream and stuff, but yeah, I'm not going to do that because the cream might just break the richness. But that's why I'm going to use strawberries and the blueberry jam. So and the two go really well together. The chocolate and the blueberries. Where is she? What do you want to do? Okay, so you can see it's coming out nice and smooth. So the idea is that obviously once it's cooled down, it's still going to be like this. I don't want it to harden again. I want it to be like I said, a little bit runny and gooey. So I'm just going to add a little bit more milk because I do want it a little bit. I don't want it to harden, because when it cools down it will get thicker, which is perfectly fine. Like I say, I don't want it to go hard again. So I'm going to pop that on the side. I think that's fine as is. And it will get nice and hard. Well, not nice and hard, nice and thick. It will get nice and thick for me, and then it will work out quite nicely while it's cooling. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that on the side. Right. Then we're going to do some strawberries and some, let me make it a bigger board. If I use a bigger board, then I can put both in the sink. So I'm just going to chop up some of this. Text is delicious. If you don't get it anywhere else, I'm not sure. This will just give it some nice crunch. Yummy, yum. This is like more biscuit, wafer biscuit than there is chocolate. But it's like... So, and I'll probably use a mix of this and some Mari biscuits. I don't know, I'll see. On the top for like sand. I don't want to crush this too much because I want the texture for it. So you can use tennis biscuits as well if you want to have that look of sand. So but I've only got my biscuits in my cupboard at the moment because everything gets eaten in this house. Even if I buy it for baking, it still gets eaten. But delicious. Okay, and then I'm just going to slice up too many, just one or two. If I need more, I'll do more. Strawberries, so I'm going to slice them nice and thin. Maybe I was a patisserie chef in my previous life. Because I have a love for desserts, and even as a kid, that was my thing. Like if we were going to somebody for a braai or something like that, I was always like, I'll bring the dessert, and then I'd always be trying out some new dessert or something that I would make, some new recipes, and once I'd gotten used to the recipes, then I'd put a spin on it. So yeah, I mean, it's my thing to do desserts. Okay, so I think that this one's pretty much an okay thickness, but these other two are quite thick, so I'm gonna just cut them in half, and then I'm going to, obviously because we want to so I'm just going to cut it in half, that way they're pretty much the same thickness. Just keep it covered so that they don't dry out. And then these other three are also quite thick, the same thickness as that one. And I'll use my sheet cake, which is really thin. Yeah, it didn't work out as planned, but I mean it'll still work and it'll still be nice and yummy, so I'm not too stressed. And again, it's for us, so not for anybody else, just for me and for fun, and my husband and my child. Okay, so what we're going to do is what I did was I baked a bit of a sheet cake with some leftover. Again, I'd made a certain amount of cupcakes and I had leftover, and so I just made this sheet cake, but obviously not going to work completely the way it's supposed to, which is fine. And now, are you done? Or is it a break? Oh, okay. So I'm going to cut rounds, and I'll mix the two chocolate cakes together. Let's also try to train smash. And we're going to pop them inside here. Oh, maybe I should do for the big one. That seems to be too small. The bigger one. Interesting. Okay, so we'll stick to the small one because I don't have a size in between. Okay, but I'll use that piece just now. We'll just layer these two. And if we can, I'll do that one with normal chocolate cake. I think what I'm going to do, ooh, good idea. So, we're going to put it. I'm making a dessert. You're gonna eat it, so don't look at me like that. My husband's freaking out because I'm using his jam. I'm using his jam.
$10 jam.
Huh?
$10 jam.
$10 jam. Piece broke, but that's okay. Oh. I think what I'm gonna do, no, yes, no. So then I'm just gonna. Oh. This may or may not turn out. Who knows? Huh? She only had 2 yesterday. She tried to grab more. I told her no, and then she went to sleep instead. My child is slowly developing my sweet tooth, which is not good. Which is really not good at all. Okay, so we're just gonna do some layering here. So let's take that. So I've put some chocolate, and I'm just gonna sprinkle some of that on there because this is a dessert that I'm making. For what dinner? I don't know, because I'm not here to make dinner tonight. But it's all good. We'll eat it. We'll eat it at some point. Okay. So these did turn out a lot thinner than I expected. So I'm just going to double it up rather, and then, you know, sandwich them together. What I might do is put some strawberries in between. Like that. And then we're going to make a nice little sandwich there. And we're going to pop that in there. We'll do another one. Like I say, this was literally, I was going to probably only do one of these with this, thinking that the pots were much smaller, and obviously it's not the case. The pots are not as small as I thought they were. But now we're going to have like a serious dessert, yeah. Like a very serious dessert. sandwich that in there. So basically, as we go up, because it's gone from small to big, we're going to just layer it and cut it bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so we're going to pour a little bit more chocolate in there. I mean, you're talking a serious dessert here. This is the serious dessert. Seriously, bad. But that's what I know. That's what I like doing. And for me, it must be all chocolate all the time, which is not good at all. Okay. So, and then obviously a little bit more. That will give us our nice crunch. Chocolate and strawberries are always delicious. Don't see why putting a little bit of a text bar won't hurt either. I'll put that aside. Okay, so then I'm going to okay, so I think I'm going to use those two and these two, and then we should be done. So let's see. I don't think that these are going to fit. No, they just need to be cut just a little bit smaller. I don't know. Just a little bit, and that is just a little bit. We'll just cut it through. Again, we'll just do another layer of jam and strawberries, which I might need to cut some more. Okay. Which is fine. I've got plenty strawberries. I've got plenty text bars. Oh! I'm just going to pop that in there like that. That fits nicely. Yes. Okay. Just so I can chop up some more strawberries. I suppose I could have used strawberry jam, but I totally forgot that we had strawberry jam. We haven't had strawberry jam in the house for a while, and I've just remembered now that my husband bought strawberry jam the other day. So I could have used the strawberry jam, but I think the mix of blueberry jam and strawberries will go well with chocolate and some text bar. So I'm just gonna probably top this off a little bit, just because I want a little bit extra on here, because I can, just to seal the deal. And then I'm going to pop that bit on there on top. Oh, I'm just going to squash it down a bit. It is quite full. Right. And all these little bits and pieces will get eaten somehow by my child. Which is not what's supposed to be happening, but it does happen. Okay, we're going to cut that bit. And also just you know, put in a little bit of, I mean, not that the cake is not moist or anything, but it just lifts that flavor, gives it that extra oomph. Okay. And then some more strawberry. Some more strawberry. A little bit of chocolate. And then there should be enough chocolate. If I need to make more, I'll make more. Right. Okay. Bit of a messy thing to put together, but it's okay. I'll just squash it down a bit. So the reason why I'm also just squashing it down a bit is that the previous layer of it didn't actually go in as nicely. It should, but it sits nicely now, so it's fine. So there we go. And then I'm just going to quickly do my child's dessert. So that she'll get 3 layers, which I think would be perfect, because this is just straight up and down and work out fine. So probably that size, or I could go, no, we'll stick to this size. So because you know, she's not going to she doesn't eat the strawberry jam or anything like that. Well, she does eat strawberry jam, but if I put it in the cake, she's not going to eat it. So I'm just going to layer hers with some chocolate and some with a little bit of chocolate and pecks in the center. Okay. Like that, and I'm going to sprinkle some of that in the center there like that, and we'll do the other 2. It might be too much for one more layer. No? Maybe. This is my childhood dream. This all this chocolate. That's for sure. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, yeah, there we go. That looks fine. Okay. So I'm just going to just wipe up here a bit because obviously I cannot work in a messy work area. And we'll move that along. let's move this over. Am I going to like it? I'm not sure what I've decided to do. But I'm going to use, I might just leave it on her. So I might just use that on her cupcake, on her dessert. So let me just move this side for now. Okay. Right. So what I've done is I've already made some buttercream together. Oh, I've lost my fork. So I've already mixed some buttercream together, and I've got some 3 different shades of green. And this one's still popping up a bit. Squash it in there. Okay. Let's clean this a bit. So we're going to start off with, so I'm going to zoom in, switch the camera off and everything so that you can see better. Get everything in the center. What happened? Oh, this zoomed out. That's fine. Okay, so laptop off, that off. Let's zoom in so you can see better. Because what? You're here for the succulents, right? Here for the succulents. Right. So we're gonna create some beautiful succulent flowers out of this, out of these three. So I'm going to. I've got some pink. How does that pink look now? That's better. Sorry. Sometimes the color goes off and I have to fix it. Okay. Pink, like a grey purple. More grey, but it's made from regal purple. And then I've got 3 different shades of green. Okay. And I think that will work out quite nicely, quite pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to firstly just as a base, so that if I have pieces that are missing, we're just going to cover I think I might have made this too much actually. It probably should have been half that. I feel like that. Okay, just hold on. Because what's going to happen is it's all going to fall out a bit. And then I'm like, oh, that's not what I want. So I'm just going to take that out. Which is going to be a bit of a mess. Because I put chocolate on it. So I'm just going to cut this one in half. Because actually, it's too thick. Okay, let me put it back on. Just so that I have this little lip. And I'm going to do the same with the other 2. Not really going to cause any issues. Other than just make it look better. That's better. Rather do that, then I can't create my little garden that I want to make. There we go. I think that's definitely going to be better. So I kind of want to use some crumbs and stuff to, you know, I've got Mari biscuit crumbs, but it won't work if they're falling off and out. So just to give it some space, just make it a little narrow. So I just want to put a little bit like crumb coating actually, but I'm just putting a little bit of this green on so that if there is if I haven't quite got every little inch of the, you know, the surface area covered by my succulent, then it doesn't look too bad if there's green. It won't look too bad with chocolate, the brown underneath either, but you know, it just gives it that extra oomph. Let's clean here. You know, clean that now. So we're going to make like a little succulent garden in each one of these. We'll attempt to make each one different. Okay, so that will work. My cloth that I've disappeared. So let's just clean this up a bit so that we don't have anything weird and wonderful hanging around. Because we will not be able to clean this after once we put the succulents on. That will prove to be difficult, and we'll probably land up making one of the succulents. Okay, so there's our 3 pots, and then we're going to use some cling wrap because it's the best way to mix colors and type things. And I'm also doing a promotion this evening at a bar in town, where I will be doing exactly what I'm showing you now, except on some cupcakes and giving the cupcakes away as a promotion. And it's just going to be easier to be doing these multiple things. Right, so what I'm using my usual favorites when it comes to my usual favorite nozzles. So this is the rose nozzle, and I'm going to use it to make like this cute little cactus, which will be in the dark green. And then and using the petal nozzle and a star nozzle and a leaf nozzle. So these are all my usuals. I've got multiple ones of them, and I use them all the time. And another star nozzle just as a filler. Okay, so the 2 little star nozzles will be fillers. Let's just put that on the side. I just want to get this in the right order. Okay, so we're going to do, so that's the green one. Then we're going to do a pink. I'm going to do like a mix. I think what I might do is just do a mix of the pink and the purple as one rose, and then one with pink and green as the other rose. Let's see, I need my knife. every time I do these things, I always land up, you know, it's never the same. It's always different. I try to make it different. It's the whole point. Have some uniqueness. So this one is going to be pink and a little bit of purple. And we're going to create a little desert rose out of this one. Yeah. And then I think we're going to do and like I said, they're not going to be all on the same. I'm going to try and make each pot different. So that's a desert rose. Then I'm going to do another one with another desert rose, except I'm going to do it with I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with the purpley color. No. Sorry guys. Oh, there we go. I think we're back. I think for some strange reason I got it disconnected. And I think we're back. Yes, we're back. Okay. Not sure why we got disconnected. There we go. Not sure why we got disconnected. Oh, why we got disconnected there. Strange. Okay. Sorry. Right. So we're doing the gray color with a little bit of green. Also going to be a rose. Is it also going to be a rose? Do we need a... Sorry, I'm just looking for the right... the right bag size. Okay. So we've got two different roses, and then we're going to do so we've got the green. I just want to put it in a bag though. Let's do this one. Then I'll pop some green in now. Nice dollop of green. So that's that one, which is going to be this nozzle. And then we want, I wanted the star nozzle. The star nozzle, not that one. Is it this one? Yes. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Hold on. Got the wrong nozzle. Okay. This one. This one I want, in particular, I want it to be pink and green. I'm going to do a pink and green one. And I'm going to do it with a bright green and pink. And it really is okay if these things mix a little bit in. Not gonna be train smash, promise. In fact, it might be a blessing in disguise and give you like this beautiful new effect. So, and then we're gonna do one for we're gonna do one with the leaf nozzle. Got an extra leaf nozzle. I'm not sure why I've got it like that, but anyway. And then I need to do a small star, which I will use white. Actually, I feel like white is not right. I'll use pink. I'll use pink. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually mix the two greens together. I'm going to make it. So I'm actually going to make this quite wide. So not so much next to it, as opposed to on top of each other. I'm going to put, oopsie. So I'm going to put this nice and wide like this. And then I'm going to put the lighter green in the center. Like that. You can definitely pipe all of this if you want to. I mean, if you want to be that pedantic and neat and tidy. But like I say, if it's not too neat and tidy, it actually gives you quite a nice effect. And then just going to make sure it's the right way around. Okay, and then we're going to do one more in a little star, which I'm going to do in pink. Basically this little star will be like a like a tiny little flower. Don't need such a big pin wrap. Right, so that's the last color. Just cover a few things so that it doesn't dry out. So this one's going to be just pink, more like a filler, but also so that I can make like little flowers. Okay. And because I'm only doing 3, I'm not actually rolling a lot. Okay. Right. So we're going to with these three, and 2, 4, 6 different novels. We're going to do some creations. Okay. So I like to, if I'm going to do anything, I generally like to start off with the rose, because it requires me to have some space. So I think what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to do 2 little roses. So we're going to start. But like we would be doing the normal rose, we're just going to. Sorry, my nozzles were wet. Now that's come. Okay. So we're just going to have like, we're going to create like a little bubble key like that. And just to keep my. So this is the purple and pink one. And then we're just going to go across it like that. And then we're going to start to open it up. So I don't want this to be a very big rose, so I'm actually not going to make it much bigger than that. Okay. And then I want to do another rose. which maybe is a little bit smaller next to it. Again, just create a little barbecue. Maybe this one a little bit more closed. Yeah. Okay. Then going to, what is this? The green. So I just want to actually put a little bit of, okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of crumbs here around the edges. And then I'm going to actually use this big one. And then we're going to use our little pink star where we're going to put little pink flowers up the center. So we'll go up the sides. And then actually we can do a little bit of a pink twirly wheel on the top so that it looks like it's got a little flower on here. On top. And then we're just going to use a filler. And that's our one little flower bucket. So let's do, okay, so I'm going to do, I'm going to fill in the basket later. So I'm just going to And I find with the succulents, you can actually just create different things, even if they are real, you know, if you really get them like that or not is kind of irrelevant. Just as long as they've got the colors and the spikes and This one I'm just going to go a little bit more at an upward angle. Like that. And then I think I'm going to do a pink rose. I do like the let's do the purpley grey rose. And I'm going to do quite a large one. Probably should have started this one first, but I wasn't going to do the rose. And I've changed my mind. And my green is coming from the wrong side, so now I'm just going to go back this way so that I can get some of the green in there. It's a little bit more difficult in the pot. In the pot. Then oh, we've got that one. And then I think and then we'll put some sand in there. Just to fill it up. Okay. And then that's number 2. We've got these 2 beauties, maybe. There we go. And one more for my daughter. And I'm going to do her a big, beautiful rose in pink because it's her favorite. So I'm going to do that one over here. Okay. And then I'm going to do one of these. There we go. And that's it. I think that looks pretty cool. They actually look so cute. So those 2 and that. take some pictures, send them along. And that's me for today. Happy Spring Day, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's one. Competition starts tomorrow. So the competition is basically I'll post tomorrow. If you want to win the dessert that I'm going to be making one of the Wednesdays from next week, you need to make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you come in on the live channel that day and have a chit chat to me and say that you want to win this dessert, and then you could possibly win the dessert that I'm making that day. We're doing all traditional South African desserts for the next 4 weeks in celebration of Heritage Day. So make sure you come chat to me. I want to see, you need to chat to me so I know who you are. Hence why I'm saying you need to come in and you need to chat to me. So you need to come watch the live of the dessert that you want, and have a chat to me so that I know who you are. And yeah, and you could possibly, obviously you would need to live in the Cape Town area, or else, how else are you going to pick it up? Anyway, that's, starting from next week. And Friday is al cake. That's going to be fun, super fun to do. So yeah, that's Friday, 9:30. See you there. Bye.